right, folks, welcome. This is Streamers Podcast Studio, live and recorded at the Thomas Dow Building in Westminster, California. I'm going to be telling Brandon about Epictetus the Slave.
And I'm excited to hear about it. I know a little bit about the philosophy, but I don't know the full story.
So, Epictetus is one of the fathers of Stoicism. Stoicism. There's a book at at Five Below, Stoicism 101. It's $5. I recommend it, even though I haven't opened it because, well, I'm busy. And I'm sure there's a lesson in here about how saying you're busy doesn't really mean you're busy. It's just not a priority. But the story of Epictetus.
Can I tell the audience one thing?
Yeah.
Stoicism's kind of like this concept that I know what it is. I could kind of describe it, and you could point at something that's stoic and not stoic, but I don't know the exact definition. What would you say is the exact definition of stoicism? Maybe it's in that book, or
yeah. Let's really quick peruse.
So I know it comes from the Roman or Roman Empire.
Well, there's actually some. The major Romans were the major parts of Stoicism. Obviously, the Greeks and their great philosophers. But Zeno of Citium, 300 BC, in Athens, which is Greece. Socratic influence. But Stoicism began in Athens, Greece, a fertile ground of philosophical thought. It had many influences, and ultimately evolving into its current form. But Stoicism, Stoicism is one of the most influential schools of thought in Greek and Roman philosophy. It's profoundly shaped Western thought and continues to offer practical wisdom of modern life. But it began in Athens, which is not a description of what it is.
We know it's a philosophy so far.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
Unlike many other philosophies, Stoicism is not about answering the grand philosophical questions of life. Rather, it focuses on how to live a good life. It offers guidance on how to navigate the complexities and challenges of existence with grace and resilience, and cultivate inner tranquility and strength, regardless of fate or fortune. So it's a way of thinking. It's not
a religion.
Not a religion.
It's a way of thinking. It's a philosophy, and it got the Romans through some hard times.
Some of the better Romans, like Marcus Aurelius, is considered one of the greatest emperors of all time. Was a famous Stoic, and now he screwed up. His son was Commodus, and that's another story. But it's a way of thinking.
What I associate with Stoicism is they say like the Russian culture is very Stoic. Maybe because they've adapted the philosophy, or maybe that's just something people say about them. But it's kind of like about focusing on the work and not about all the emotion and the ego and everything. It's kind of like, let's just focus on the work and get things done and survive, almost, when it comes to the Russians.
Well, and I think it's also because they're famous for not smiling.
Yeah, right.
They don't smile. So
right, yeah, you look at them and you say, oh, why are they so stoic?
Yes.
And
it's because they don't smile.
It's not part of their culture. They don't value smiling.
No.
Necessarily.
A person approaching you that's smiling is trying to sell you something or trying to get something out of you.
Mm-hmm.
At least in their culture. Us, we need everyone to smile. Americans, I go buy a stick of 25-cent gum at the gas station. If I don't get told, have a nice day, with a big smile, I resent it,
Yeah. That's an interesting part of just our culture and the philosophy is, like, do we need to smile? Like, what? Like, we only smile because we've agreed as a nation that, like, that shows that we're friendly and inviting, but, like, obviously doesn't make me a bad person if I don't want to smile,
Yeah.
But some people might think that about you.
And it'll get you beat up in the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
You smile, oh man, you're a mark. They're going to get you.
But sometimes people are like, "Why are you smiling at me?" And then, so you can't win.
No, no. You've heard of the bucket of crabs, right? When one crab is about to get out, and then
Yep,
they
yep.
grab the crab.
Crab mentality. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the crab, they don't want other crabs to succeed. Um, Not to compare the people of the ghetto to crabs.
Mm.
That's not what I was doing,
No,
even though
we're
it sounds like I did. It just
that
sounded like I did. I'm so
that
sorry.
mentality exists across all places.
Yeah.
Is you exist in a culture, and when someone wants to leave that culture, you pull them back in because you don't want them to leave, and you don't want that to feel like they're better than you if they're going upwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
You used human terms. I just used the word
Mm.
crab. So one of the fathers of modern Stoicism is Epictetus. He was born in like 50 AD, and he was born a slave. His master was a powerful Roman official named Epaphroditus. Man, they had some fun names back then. But according to historical accounts, uh, Epictetus was, geez, physically abused. One story says his master twisted his legs severely, and when Epictetus calmly warned him it would break, it did. Epictetus reportedly responded, "Did I not tell you?" Um, yeah, imagine. I mean, I guess if you have a bad slave master and he's breaking your leg,
Mm-hmm.
and you go, "Hey, you're breaking my leg," and that breaks, you could either yell at him
Mm-hmm.
or say, "Hey, I told you." But apparently, that's what happened. Uh, and so, his from the beginning of his life, his body was not free, but his mind was.
Mm-hmm.
And while still a slave, Epictetus studied philosophy under a Stoic teacher named Musonius Rufus in Rome. And he absorbed the core Stoic ideas. You cannot control what happens to you. You can control how you respond.
So in this history, the slaves are being taught the Stoicism. They're telling them, "Hey, you can't control what happens." They're telling the slaves, "You can't control what happens to you.
Yeah, you're a slave. You can't really change
Deal with
that.
it." They're saying, "You're a slave. Deal with it." That's
Yeah,
what
yeah. They probably
that's the Stoic teachers of the time.
Yeah, and somehow a slave was able to. I mean, slaves in Rome did have a different life. Yeah, you could beat them to death, but you got in a little bit of trouble. Um, and apparently, he was able. He had access to teachers, so better than modern slavery. But eventually, he actually was freed. So, like 30 years later, 40 years later, after his birth, uh, Emperor Domitian banned philosophers from Rome, kind of like Pol Pot, I guess, where philosophers, we don't need you educated types. So Epictetus was actually forced to leave because I guess he was big brained. He had little, he wore sunglasses, glasses, or whatever. However, they found of the philosophers, they had to get rid of them. So instead of collapsing, he moved to a city in Greece named Nicopolis. Nicopolis. Sorry, the people of Nicopolis. I probably mangled the name of your place. And started his own school of philosophy. He taught students that wealth doesn't equal freedom and power doesn't equal strength. External success means nothing without self mastery. So you can make all the money in the world and be extremely miserable.
That's exactly it. And I mean, you said it perfect. But basically, you can try it. You can try to have a bunch of money. You can try to have a bunch of power, but it doesn't. Just because people are doing what you say doesn't mean they like you, and doesn't mean they're going to follow you forever because they start to turn on you.
Yeah.
So your power is really not as powerful as getting people to work for a common goal versus work for your goal. And wealth not equaling freedom means that sometimes when you have a bunch of money, you're in worse shape.
It's kind of reminding me of some of the AA meetings I've been to, of people thinking that, yeah, I have the big house, but my family doesn't talk to me because I'm a crazy drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And so mastery of the self.
External success means nothing without self-mastery. So, in our minds, in people's minds, even still, even in America, um, we think I want external success. I'm going to chase external success. I'm going to just chase it, and once I have it, everything's going to be great. But that's the problem is that if you have not actually mastered yourself, mastered your emotions, mastered your mind, you're still in trouble, and you don't realize it because you're stuck in the trap.
And they say that about revenge too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you finally killed the bad guy.
Yep.
Do you feel better?
Yep.
And then you realize your wife is still dead, or whatever. The movies.
Yeah. Your wife is still dead.
Usually it's your
That's
wife.
the thing. You think your wife died. You think something's gonna make you happy, like, oh, I'm gonna go kill the guy who the guy who hit her or whatever in the car because she died from a car accident.
Yeah, I was thinking Westerns where the leader of the gang.
He shot him. They shot the wife, and I'm gonna go track him down. I'm gonna kill him, but that doesn't bring my wife back.
Yeah, they always say that.
Yeah,
but there are few feelings of satisfaction greater.
They always say that. Yeah, like how they always say that.
Yeah, they always say that. Yeah, they always say that the revenge doesn't fix you or you bring your wife back. But man, I bet there's that like 30-second dopamine hit where you've like, oh man. And then, you could just go get a new wife, I guess.
I was just connecting it to that feeling of revenge that could take over your whole life for decades. You're chasing after, that revenge. And then, like you said, it feels good for 30 seconds, and then you're still, it wasn't what you were really chasing.
Yeah, but I've never done heroin, and I've never avenged my fallen wife. I'm pretty sure they're pretty close, and you're just chasing that high the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. Revenge.
Well, I recommend the movie Memento if you remember that movie, that movie.
Isn't that a Christopher Nolan movie?
Yeah, that was his first. It's one of his firsts. I saw it, back then, and it has a message of revenge and the real lesson behind revenge.
So I won't go into he didn't write any books, but one of his students did, and one of them is called the Enchiridion, which is a badass name for a book. I mean, the book just tells you, be calm, you can't control anything, the universe does its own thing. But what a badass name for a book. Honestly, that's the bad book from Adventure Time. It's called the Enchiridion.
That's how I know that that name.
And Enchiridion, yeah. So you watched Adventure Time yourself?
A couple times here and there, yeah, sure.
I
know I've heard it in pop culture, so I heard it somewhere.
So his one of his main feelings was hold on, I'm lost.
I did see a 2 there before a 1.
Yeah, that's the other side. And the foundation of it's.
No, this is where you wanted to go.
Yeah. So you know what? Yeah, that's all I needed from his biography.
Oh.
He eventually died. So he did all these things in his life. He eventually died. Let's go over his actual his thoughts and how it manifested and turned into Stoicism, or is some of the core of Stoicism. So what is in your control, Brandon?
I have a sphere of influence. I've thought about this a lot. I have a sphere of influence, but I don't control outcomes.
Okay.
For the most part,
Oh shit, that's in here. All right.
Oh, because I'm a deep thing. I'm a philosopher. I know that I don't control outcomes.
Okay.
So that means that I can apply for the job. I can apply for the 20 jobs, but I don't choose who's going to hire me.
Okay.
And I can control what goes in my body. I can control how I treat my body. I can which includes hygiene and everything. And I can control what I say to people, but not how they react.
All right.
I can control my own choices, my own life path, where I aim, such as you can have a family, but life can take that family away from you. So but you can aim towards your goals, but the outcome, that's in life's control.
Yeah, and I'm sure Epictetus rambled on like that too,
Mm-hmm.
but he has it in a couple. So his core idea: some things are in your control, most things are not. So that's why you started with things that are not in your control because it was
Mm-hmm.
much easier to name those.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so in your control, your thoughts, your reactions, your effort, and your character.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're honest or not,
Yeah.
hardworking, that's your effort. Your
Mm-hmm.
reactions, someone breaks your leg, are you going to yell at them or are you just going to go, I wish you didn't do that? And your thoughts. So you control those four things.
And that's the tricky part about self-mastery is if you're not able to control your thoughts or control your efforts or control your character, it's almost it's like you have to work towards it. You have to work on it daily to fix that stuff.
I should print two of these.
Mm.
But and then obviously this list, it only has four. It's 4 bullet points. Not in your control. Other people. So you can't control other people. It's impossible. Uh, there's definitely some comic books and other movies where you can control other people. But that's yeah.
That takes a mind controlling device or a superpower.
Yeah, some fantasy.
Yeah.
So it ain't real.
Yeah.
You can't control outcomes. You apply for all these jobs, no one calls you back. Can't control that. Your reputation. See, you can control your character,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't control your reputation.
It exists outside of you, and you might be an American, and a Russian judges you based on their values, and Americans judge you on your values. All of a sudden, you're being judged by 1,000 different cultures, and they don't even value the same things that you do.
Yeah.
And so that's a sticky thing we fall into here in America.
And you can't control the past.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It's gone.
What else can you do? I mean, it's not here.
No time machines yet. Sorry,
Mhm.
everybody. Now, it doesn't say in your control is the future. Maybe you could control your choices that dictate your future, but you don't have control over the outcome. So it doesn't say anything about controlling the future, but you control your choices. And then here's one of his quotes. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters.
Yeah.
So
the wife dies. Are you going to kill her? Are you going to kill the guy, or are you going to forgive the guy?
I mean, how are you going to get a new wife? You're going to kill the guy that killed your first wife. It's really romantic that way.
The wife dies. Are you going to sit around and drink and just give up on life and not focus on your task, or are you going to try to have a good life still?
You don't get a new wife if you don't kill the guy who killed your first wife. Okay, women are watching. Your reputation matters.
Mixed messages here.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about philosophy is that there's ways to interpret it. I'm on the revenge side. Someone kills my wife, like I really want to get that guy, and don't use this in court later in life.
Exhibit A.
Yeah, Exhibit A is this
he
podcast. He
said he was going to kill.
That he was shooting. All right, so he felt that true freedom. He was born a slave.
Why don't you skip this one?
I did skip something. Perception creates suffering.
This sounds interesting.
Perception creates suffering. So events are neutral. Your interpretation creates suffering. So the quote is, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. So I could be on the bus and someone puts their bag on the chair on the seat and blocks it so that a little old lady can't sit there. Most of us would be a little disturbed by this, but that's a choice. You have chosen to let this thing bother you. This is something out of your control. You're letting somebody else's actions bother you. What are things that you get bothered by?
That's a great question, and I will think of answers, but the one I had in my mind was like the rain.
Okay.
So the rain is just raining down from the sky, and it's how you react to it. Some people might say it's great. It's great that we have rain. It's, we need rain.
I hate it when they say that.
Uh,
That's one of the things that bothers me. Oh, we need the rain. We need the rain.
and but it's just like that's a feeling attached to it. Is, oh, I'm always miserable when it's raining, but I'm choosing that misery because the rain is just rain.
Yeah.
I'm choosing how I react to the rain.
Do you have control over the rain?
I don't have control over the rain. I can choose whether I'm inside or outside.
Okay.
Whether I drive around in the rain, or whether I dance in the rain, or whether I cry in the rain, or whether I get my socks all wet. But
I fucking hate that.
But yeah, I know. I mean, you asked me things that I don't care for. I don't like waiting in lines.
So, oh yeah, I hate lines too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like waiting. I will. Okay.
And then there's someone at the front of the line, and they don't look like they're going to be done anytime soon, and the person helping them doesn't look like they know what they're doing, and you're sitting there and you go, okay, well, this doesn't look fun, and you can choose to exit the line, or you gotta push through it. If there's only one clerk, then you gotta sit there and wait through it.
Oh god.
This is life. Life is not easy.
The line onto the plane. Everyone, like, they go, okay, we're starting to board, and everyone gets up out of their chair and they get in this long line. Why? Why are you going to wait in that line? I'm going to sit in my chair and I'm going to wait for that line to get as short as possible. In fact, I wait until they go, okay, not final boarding call, but I want to be as close to the end. I don't want to wait in the line in the terminal. I don't want to wait in the line in the tunnel. I want to be one of the last people on the plane. I'm not waiting in that line.
Some of it has to do with the emotional mastery, the mental mastery, because they're frantic. They're like, I just want to get on the phone. I just want to get on the plane. I want to sit down, and so do you. But you're just like, I know I'm just gonna either be standing or until I can get in there. So I'm
gonna stand the least amount of time here.
So I mean, they try. They have sections. They say, hey,
boarding, group 1, 2, 3.
But everybody wants to. I mean, you get that impatience. You want to sit there and wait to get in. But
okay,
I think it is. From my personal opinion, it's better to just sit there and wait for everybody to get in and then go.
I also only have a small carry-on, so it's less important for me to get on, so I can stow.
That's a factor.
Yeah, that is.
That's a factor that comes from being a single man, and like there might be full families that have 50 bags they got to.
Which is too much. Which is too much. You don't need that much stuff. I don't care if you're away for a month. Just do laundry while you're away. You can pay whatever.
It's too much.
It's too much. Like, people pack too much shit.
I wonder if on this list is less is more. Simplicity is important because
we're only a little bit in, and you're definitely right. It's coming.
Yeah.
So talking points. The quote: "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them." Like, I don't like it when people take too much stuff. Why does it bother me? That's my choice to be bothered by it. So usually I entertain the thought of being bothered, but then I'm like, I don't care.
You can either accept it or be upset.
Yeah.
So are you going to choose to accept it or be upset?
In fact, in a way, I take a little bit of pride in the fact that I complain a lot, but my blood pressure is low because I complain, but then I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Like, I have a lot of thoughts where I'm like, but whatever. So, yes, he was born a slave. His belief that real freedom is internal, not external. So, go ahead and complain, but don't care. I guess.
There's examples of slaves. I think this is one of them at the beginning of his story where he found happiness while being a slave. There's stories of people in internment camps, Viktor Frankl. There's stories where people they have that they choose to be happy no matter the circumstances, and those are examples of it.
Yeah.
It is possible because we at a certain level of consciousness you ask yourself like, do I have to? Why is life so hard? And you have to come to the conclusion that you might be doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's other people.
Mm-hmm.
Other people are the reason I suffer. So real freedom is internal, not external. And here's a couple of questions. Can someone be rich but mentally weak?
Yes.
Yeah, don't elaborate. Thank you. Are we enslaved by validation and social media? Obviously, he did not write the words social media when he was talking back 2,000 years ago. But are we enslaved by validation? So I want likes. I want comments when I post a video. Comment and like if you have a thought on that.
Streamers Podcast.
Yeah, Streamers Podcast too. If you have a thought on needing to be liked, please leave a comment.
That's a good spot for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's given me, if you're addicted to anything, you're not truly free. And I mean, we're addicted to food. We're addicted to, social media. We're addicted to all kinds of things, but we don't call food addiction, when it's just that we need to eat. It's something that we need, but even that is like not true freedom because you need food to eat, you need air to breathe, you need exercise to live, you need, so.
Well,
but obviously it's on different sides of the spectrum. Being sucked into your phone all day is less free than, just needing to have a couple meals a day.
Well, how many times in your life has someone asked you, if you could just eat one food the rest of your life and it gave you all the nutritional stuff and it didn't make you sick, what would it be? Mm-hmm. Well, what would it be for you?
Rainbow roll.
It's a sushi, I guess?
Yeah. Yeah. But I really would just want to eat like tablets and just not have to worry about the whole food thing. But jerky or something. Jerky tablets.
Okay. Well, I mean, I liked your solution of the tablet.
Yeah.
It's like it just removes the boredom of food. You'd be free of it.
Mm-hmm. That's my dream. I've sat there and thought about how food, it is kind of addicting. So like you're in the pattern of eating a meal and but I mean like you can fast. You can we need food. This is a whole conversation about food.
It'd probably be pizza for me.
Pizza,
Yeah. Oh my God, I love pizza.
And how many
pizza
to stay healthy? How much pizza a day would you eat? Maybe 1 or 2 slices, or would it be? That's like a science question.
Well, okay, for me along the original premise of if you could eat one thing,
yeah,
and it's healthy, that one thing,
yeah,
but you're only limited to that thing, at first I would just be tearing up some pizza,
yeah,
but I'm worried that I'd get bored of it, but I probably wouldn't because I'm already this old and I'm constantly eating it. So I think I'd be good.
Yeah.
Burgers would be like number 3 under ice cream.
Pizza's kind of got it all. It's got the bread and the cheese and the meat.
See,
and
all that's gone.
Like
all the equation of like the healthy factor, is gone. It's just. I
just meant why it's so tasty.
Oh.
It's tasty because it's got the cheese, the bread. It's got
everything.
Some veggies and some
Oh no, you're not allowed to change. Like if you're going to tighten the rules of this pizza thing, you wouldn't be allowed to change anything about the pizza.
All right.
Like
so what is your pizza? What is your daily pizza that you're only allowed this one pizza? What do you choose?
Oh man. I'd probably go with bacon pineapple. Yeah.
Just because it's tasty, but yeah, okay.
It gives enough. Like you got the sweet, you got the salty and meat, you got the cheese. It's got a little bit of everything, enough to entertain the palate.
Stuffed crust or not stuffed crust?
If I'm stuck with only one type of food for the rest of my life, it's gonna be stuffed crust.
Okay.
Even though I'm not a stuffed crust guy, like there's gonna be days I'm like I'm not gonna eat that, and then
they still make stuffed crust, right? I never see it anymore.
I never had it. I'm sure it's. Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah,
DiGiorno makes a stuffed crust pizza.
Yeah, it was good. I remember
it. And it's awesome because you'll burn the rest of the pizza trying to get the inside of the stuffed crust hot. It's awful. So back on that, real freedom is internal, not external. Are we enslaved by validation? And what does inner freedom look like? What does inner freedom look like to you? Draw it here on this piece of paper.
It's like a circle. You wake up in the morning and you have peace of mind, which is freedom from negative feelings about yourself, negative feelings towards other people, and the need to either be liked or to be entertained or to need anything external. So I mean, you're just walking around. I mean, like it's kind of like walking around in nature or something. You're just being content in nature. You're not doing anything. You're just kind of walking around and enjoying yourself and not stressing on anything.
Yeah, I was thinking of my vacation days in the Philippines. Waking up, looking at the ocean, swimming in it, and eating pizza.
Well, here's the question, which is like you bring up like a vacation, which is carefree. That's what when you just said that, it's like because you didn't have a job, but now how can you put our life, which in America, which includes having activities, which is what Stoicism's all about, and then still be happy and have inner peace through that?
Actually, the thing that was messing with my limited lack of inner peace, because I had mostly inner peace, but I wanted to work a little bit. I wanted to go out. I wanted to I kept having the fantasy of getting a shovel and all the other tools for farming and gardening. Not the big industrial stuff or anything, but just start working the field and growing stuff.
You were there long enough that you were like I want to farm the land.
I want to farm the land. I want to
and people do that there, right?
Oh, yeah. See, I'd still be doing it as like a fancy white guy. Tomatoes and corn. And
you wouldn't just pay other people to farm the land. You'd actually want to farm the land yourself at times.
Okay, maybe pay people. I don't like the idea of paying people. Like it would almost feel like exploitation. Like I want to grow these cucumbers, and I want to and as an American guy, you make cucumbers and they melt. You don't eat them. I eat them, but I don't eat them enough.
So I asked the question how do you get over working, having inner peace through work? It's kind of like you just have to love what you do, find things that you love to do and live that life of doing things that you love, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'd pay some people. Honestly, the trick is you manipulate people into doing it. You don't pay them. That's the thought I was having. Is manipulate. How can I trick people?
How can I be the puppet master of this farm?
Yeah. That's me, the puppet master. So he also spoke of emotional discipline. Stoicism is not emotionless living. It's feeling emotion, but not being controlled by it. So that thought I was sharing about someone putting their bag down and an old lady not being able to sit there is that's an emotion I would feel, but I'm not controlled by that emotion if I follow the lessons of Stoicism. Uh, is reacting weakness?
Never show weakness.
Never show weakness. Never show your reaction. So yeah, somebody does something you don't like. What are you going to do? You should do nothing. You know.
It's
And
a power play.
Yes.
Just sit there and just.
Well, the next sentence is self-control power?
I mean, it's like that's like having control of yourself.
Sorry, the zoom is a little off. We're going to be blurry in this video.
Oh, want to fix it? Want to take a break or?
No, let's just power through.
Funny.
Fuck. Whatever.
Okay.
The discipline of desire. See, I need to change a setting. There's a setting in there that, yeah. Whatever. The discipline of desire. You suffer when you desire, when you cannot control.
It's really true. It's really true. Most problems I've had in life are because I'm desiring something.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm you chase after it and it doesn't go your way.
And you just described so many things, but of course the first sentence is wanting someone to love you.
No one loves you.
No one loves you.
I'm just
But that's okay. That's just your emotions. You don't need to react to that. Wanting guaranteed success. Yeah. So you apply to one job, you're supposed to get that job.
It's not possible. You can have a fair amount of security if you work hard, but like it's never fully guaranteed.
No. And wanting approval. You oh God, this I was thinking of so many things, but of course the nice guy. The guy that opens the doors for every girl and makes sure that all the nice guy bullshit.
I was thinking George Costanza from Seinfeld. He goes, "I need to be liked." He gets in all these arguments with his friends, with Jerry and Elaine and Kramer. Did she like me? Did she like me? I need to be liked, and he neurotically chases them down for everybody to like him.
Yeah, and everyone hates George. George sucks.
He's not a likable guy.
No,
and if he's trying to, the only reason they would like him is because he's faking. He's faking a personality.
Yes,
and it's not real, and he's causing his own misery.
Well, and there's other philosophers or academics that talk about the mask. He's wearing the mask, the mask to his persona, and he wears. And then, of course, the question: are we addicted to outcomes? Kind of an open question.
Sure, yeah.
Yes, I'm addicted to outcomes. Like, I like it when the politician that I like wins. Yeah, I'm addicted to that.
Have you ever had a sense of freedom from not getting your way and accepting it?
Oh, yeah.
That feels pretty good. That's a good feeling too, right?
Yeah, like, you apply for a job and you don't get it, and then you're like, well, I didn't really want to work there anyway. At least, and it could be sour grapes or it could be the actual genuine. Usually your gut will tell you. So, he also felt, it's definitely slave talk, hardship is training. So, Stoics saw life as preparation.
War is peace.
Yeah.
Hate is love.
And, you don't, diamonds are formed under pressure. This is a good one. Relevant to today. Is comfort making people weaker?
AI's got a real agenda on this stoicism.
Yeah.
Is comfort making people okay, so this would go back to all the different to Stoic societies, and they don't value comfort because they see that it creates weakness.
It makes people soft.
They have kids, they have parents, whatever, and they're sitting there and they're like, look at him, he he got to relax, and now he's weak. He doesn't do anything anymore because we gave him everything he needed, and he has no reason to work. So he's lost his purpose. He's become weak, and he's become less helpful to our society.
Well, and to add to your point on the Russians being stoic, they have a phrase that they've just said for generations now. It's always been worse, or it's been worse.
It's been worse.
So they could literally have half the town shot to death and burned in mass graves, or just buried in mass graves, and everyone's still starving. It's been worse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like that's not a comfortable moment, and they're like, whatever. So the having it tough builds resilience, I guess. Should we choose hard things voluntarily?
Yes, we should.
So, like in video games, you could play the 4-year-old kid that sucks at the video game, or you could play the 8-year-old kid who's awesome at them, and see who's going to win. Or like, you're going to get better playing the better player. You could use chess or whatever.
Yeah, no, use like an occupation. Like if you, because if you stay at the same level and you don't try to do things that are harder than what you're already doing, you never get better. You can't get better. You have to push yourself a little bit towards growth to have growth.
And does struggle build character?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's what our parents said whenever we started complaining. No, that builds character.
Mm-hmm.
That might have just been their way to shut us up and not hit us to get us to shut up. They just said the awful thing.
I found out that it was true. They were because if you don't have that, this whole thing about self-mastery, if you get everything you want, you're not grateful for it.
Please do not say that our parents were correct. I do not want to give them the satisfaction. They're addicted to that satisfaction. I'll never give it to them because it just turns into this dopamine hit that they need. And then fear of death. Death itself is not the problem. Fear of death is.
Mm-hmm.
So, does remembering death sharpen focus?
Does remembering death sharpen focus? I mean, is that like spinning it towards something good? Like there's good things that come out of people's death? Is that what it means?
The way I interpret it is because we have a timeline in life. We don't live forever.
Okay.
We could very well just, okay, I've got an uncle married into the family that always fantasized about having a robot body so that he can live forever.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he really hasn't done anything with his life that he's already had.
Mm-hmm.
Why would we give him an immortal body so he could do nothing with that too? No. The fact that it's a temporary thing is actually kind of good. We're better off having a temporary thing. Kinda. I mean, I would do things with the robot body.
Great minds should be given robot bodies, but they're not for everybody.
So much pizza. I'd eat every type of pizza on the planet. Oh man, that'd be all I did. And then are people playing life too safely? Not all of us. When I see that, I think of, you got your boring people who just like live forever and they never do anything adventurous. But then I think on the other end are jet fighter pilots, the test pilots, the squirrel suit guys. They die young.
Who are the squirrel suit guys?
They jump out of a plane and they fly on that squirrel suit.
I gotcha.
Slam into mountains.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Yeah. They all die young. And then are people playing life too safely? And then there's also the Polynesian Islanders, those people that literally got on a kayak and said, "Oh, I bet there's an island just 3,000 miles that way," and just used the stars to hopefully find an island.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need people like that. So, are people playing life too safely? I'd say, in general, yes. But we do have some people who are fucking nuts, and I love them.
Yeah, I mean, pushing your boundaries builds the character, and helps. That's where the explorers had to be insane to go out there and find the land we're living on right now, or in certain ways, or even to build the cities or all these different things.
Yeah.
Everything takes. I mean, that's the thing about corporations and cities and families. It's like everything takes courage to
Yeah, you
to
gotta start something.
yeah.
Well, imagine you're one of these Polynesian islanders that takes a kayak 3,000 miles out into the ocean. You find a piece of land, and then you're like, okay, now let's go and convince our wives to come with us. Yeah, that is a challenge. Like, hey, honey, I found an island 3,000 miles out. How'd you find it? Oh, I looked at the stars out in the middle of the Pacific. Oh, no, thank you. So, there's some final questions.
Okay.
What are you pretending you can control right now, Mr. Brandon? What are you pretending you can control right now?
The length of this podcast, but it's out of my control.
Yeah, because I could just restart, man.
We got to do it again.
Yes. Are you hurt by reality or by expectation?
The more you accept reality, the less you're hurt.
Yes. So that phrase right there reminds me of this time I took a guy out golfing, and he must have been the worst golfer ever. Like, worse than Charles Barkley. Like, just couldn't hit a ball. Took forever. And I had such high hopes for that day of just having a good old time that it ruined my day because he sucked so much.
That's the lesson of it.
Yeah.
So it ruined your day. I thought you were going to start talking about his expectations. So
I expected him to be okay at golf,
and you had to sit there and deal with it.
And I had to sit and deal with it. The embarrassment of playing, it was awful. It was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather control the world or control yourself?
Control myself.
Okay.
Okay, liar.
Yeah. Yeah. Which one can you do? Is emotional control strength or suppression?
Emotional control is, to me, is that I have very good outlets to express my emotions, including this podcast, including art and sharing my story with others and being there for my family, all these good things. And so if you have the right outlets, then you're not suppressing anything. And you just, there's a time and a place is kind of my philosophy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to accuse you of sounding like Spock, but that was not a Spock answer. And last, is comfort dangerous?
It is. It is very dangerous because I could name 10 different vices that hold me back and don't move me forward. And if they're available to me and I don't take them off the table, they only pull me deeper and deeper into them.
I'm not giving up pizza.
This pizza thing is a good example of it. It's Would you call it a comfort food?
Yeah, I'm very comfortable when I'm eating pizza. All the people in my life, when they see me having pizza, they're like, "I'm not messing with him right now. He's good." Like, I'm going to ask him for a favor after he's done because he's very amiable after pizza.
I want to ask you your favorite comfort food. It's not on the topic, but it's something that the slaves and the Stoics, they wouldn't value that. Like, oh, I have, comfort food. They don't value comfort. They turn a potato in their world. When they get their potato, they're like, oh, this is comforting to me.
Yeah, potato.
I get to eat tonight.
Gruel.
I get to eat. Yep.
Yeah. Nah, man, I'm an American.
But do you see the value of that? Because instead of needing the ice cream, needing the pizza, you're happy with your potato. If you were Yeah.
It's weird conditioning.
It's kind of like pulling things off the table, and then you enjoy the things that are left more.
I don't want to be happy with pizza, like with just pizza. Yes, I want my ice cream, and I want a potato. And I'm Irish. My last name's Lynch. I need potatoes too. So I hate that question of if you could only eat one thing.
Mm-hmm.
What would you? What was your answer on
rainbow roll?
Rainbow roll. What kind of fish is in that? Trout?
It has like multiple fish. That's the idea. Is it's got avocado on top and multiple fish, probably tuna and salmon and some other one, and it's all pretty. It has it has all the colors and all the fish and all the good taste. And at some point in my life, I said, "This is my favorite food. I love this."
I'm gonna get you a rainbow flag to celebrate how much you love rainbow. All right, folks. So this was the first episode of a podcast that we shot. Basically, Streamers Podcast at Streamers Podcast Studio. We have some room to improve. It looked like our Zoom or focus was off, but I know I could fix that. But we really appreciate you coming on out and watching us natter on for this podcast.
Like and subscribe. Thanks, everybody.
Like and subscribe and comment. What food would you eat if you can only eat one food the rest of your life?